Hello there. Welcome to this space. My name is McCall, and we're going to go through a little bit of chair yoga here today. Now, if you've never done chair yoga, I'm glad you're here. And please know that this is a practice that we really can stay, very low and slow to our chair. And then there might be times where maybe we stand next to our chair. And today we will see some poses where we can stand up out of our chair, next to our chair, or remain seated. So keeping that in mind, but it is meant to be a practice that can help us to strengthen and stretch muscles. It's meant to be low impact. It's meant to be a meditative practice to really ground ourselves and really be able to turn inwards and connect to ourself and our breath. So as we go through movement today, some things to keep in mind. We want to focus on your breathing. If for some reason, as I cue you through movements, because it will link the breath to the movement, if that feels unnatural or just doesn't serve you today, give yourself permission to opt out of it. Just breathe as you normally would. Other things to keep in mind is our posture. We want to maintain a good posture in these poses as we move through. Other things to keep in mind is to hydrate as needed. If you get thirsty, you need to take a drink, you need to just take a moment to sit and be present with yourself, please feel free to do so. We really take a body first approach, so listening to your body and doing what is best for you. And now we'll kind of talk about your space around you. As far as your chair, we prefer to have a chair that does not have any arms on the side, and preferring not to be a rolly chair. We want it to be something that's nice and sturdy, and then kind of clearing the space around you. Doesn't need to be a ton of room, but if you've got a water bottle, slide it under your chair. If you slipped off your shoes, slide it under your chair. But just creating that space to where when we move to the side, nothing's kind of in our way, just maintaining kind of a safe space for ourselves. Now we'll go ahead and settle all the way to the back of your chair. And as we settle all the way to the back of your chair, we can find a comfortable position for our hands. So maybe our hands are facing up towards the sky as the back of the hands rests towards our thighs, or maybe our hands are facing down towards our knees for a little bit of grounding, or maybe one hand to the heart, one hand to the abdomen, or vice versa, both hands to the abdomen, both hands to the heart. So you can kind of choose where it feels best for you to settle into your practice. Your feet can be as wide as your chair legs, allowing our heels and toes to press down towards the earth. And just taking a moment, let's start by just scanning around our room, the space that you're in. Maybe taking this opportunity to scan for 5 different things that maybe you've never noticed before. And then we start to transition. We'll transition to what we can hear. So 4 different things that maybe you can hear in your space. Maybe it's the sound of my voice. Maybe it's the wind blowing outside. Or traffic in the distance. Or maybe you have some soft music playing in the background. But listening for your 4. We transition to 3 different things that you can feel. So maybe it is our fingertips rubbing together. Maybe it's feeling our shirt, maybe noticing the texture as we rub our fingers along our shirt. Maybe rubbing our fingertips through our hair. Taking note of 3 here for yourself. And then we head to 2. Maybe 2 different things that we can smell. Maybe noticing the scent on your clothing, or maybe noticing a lingering scent on our hands or our skin. And then we come back to 1, reflecting on maybe the last thing that we ate or drank. Maybe even taking a moment here to swallow. And then slowly starting to bring our awareness to our physical body. So we kind of took a moment to scan through our environment. Now we start to turn more towards ourselves. But taking note of how you're physically showing up here today in your practice. If there's any pain, any pressure, or any areas in the body that might feel a little stiff, a little sore, or areas where we're holding on to tension. We're relaxing the forehead and softening our face and unclenching our jaw here. And we start to turn inwards, observing our state of being and how we're showing up mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, whatever thoughts come to mind here. And then we get to set an intention for our practice today. What is it that you hope to achieve in your practice? Or how do you hope to feel? What is it that the mind or the body may need? Then we let our focus turn towards the breath, letting it get a little deeper. And we start to lead into our pranayama. We'll be going through some equal part breathing where we'll inhale for a count of 4. We'll have a slight pause where we hold the breath. And then we'll exhale for a count of 4. At any point, if it's uncomfortable, just allow yourself to breathe as you normally would. But I'll help get you started. We start by emptying out the lungs with an exhale. Taking a nice big inhale for 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale, 2, 3, and 4. Returning to your normal breathing here. And bringing a little bit of awareness and energy back to the physical body, of wiggling our fingertips and wiggling our toes. And then slowly allowing for a moment of stillness. Now, if the eyes are closed, they can stay closed, or you can bring them to a softened gaze. We'll start from the toes all the way up towards our crown. Take a nice big inhale, lift the heels away from the floor. As you exhale, lower them down. As you inhale, lift the heels. As you exhale, lower them down. As you inhale, lift the heels. As you exhale, lower them down. As you inhale, lift the heels. As you exhale, lower them down. Leave them there. Guide the feet in to meet, so ankles and knees meet right at the midline. And then from here, let's heel toe it out to that hip opening. So going as far as what feels comfortable, and then heel toe it back in to the midline. Now, as you're here, continue through heel toeing it out and observe how this might feel in your body. Let's go through one more. And then you're going to end up in a hip opening. So we'll keep the hips open or keep the legs facing forward open and allow the hands to slide to the outer thighs. And then gently press your legs into the palms of your hands as your hands rest to your outer thighs. Slowly release. Switch your hands to the inside of the thighs, maybe a couple inches above the knees if that serves you best. And then gently press your legs into the palms of your hands. And slowly release. Walk your feet back in as wide as your chair legs. And let's slide to the edge of our chair. As we slide to the edge of the chair, let's focus on your left leg to start us off. Let's lift the left leg up. We can lift by the hamstring. We can lift by the shins. Let's wiggle those toes around, maybe move in a circular motion. And then we'll get to slowly relax, lower that foot down. Let's switch over to your right leg, lifting by the hamstring or the shin, taking a few little circles, wiggling it out. And then slowly get to release, lower it back down. Now we're going to heel toe it out again. as far as you feel comfortable taking it. Let the hands come to the inner thighs, couple inches above the knees. Nice tall posture. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, lower your left shoulder down towards the midline, gaze to the floor or to the right or to the sky if it's comfortable along your neck. As you inhale, bring it back to center. As you exhale, lower your right shoulder down towards the midline. Gaze can look towards the left, the floor, the wall, the sky. As you inhale, slowly release and come back to center. Heel toe it back in as wide as those chair legs. Hands can rest to thighs. As you exhale, round the shoulders, tuck your chin to chest for cat. As you inhale, bring the heart and the gaze forward for cow. As you exhale, round the shoulders for cat. As you inhale, bring the heart and the gaze forward for cow. As you exhale, round the shoulders for cat. As you inhale, bring heart and gaze forward for cow and return to that nice tall posture. Let's take our left hand to rest towards our right thigh. Take a nice big inhale and lift the right arm up towards the sky, up and over, as if giving a high five to the floor. So a little side bend here. Choosing where your gaze goes, whether it's straight ahead or to the inner of that right arm. As you inhale, slowly release, and let's bring both arms back to the sky, right in the center. As you exhale, right hand gets to lower to left thigh. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, take the bend over towards the right. Left hand reaches over the top to give high five to floor. As you inhale, slowly release, allow the arms to travel back up towards the sky. Anytime we have arms up, if that's uncomfortable, you can always lower the arms. You can create a bend to the arms, lower them, or allow the arms to go out and forward instead. Now, as you're here, let's bring the fingertips behind the ears to rest, keeping that nice tall posture. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, turn to twist to your left. As you inhale, bring it back to center. As you exhale, turn to twist to right. As you inhale, bring it back to center. As you exhale, lower the hands all the way down. As you inhale, lift shoulders to ears. As you exhale, roll down and back. As you inhale, lift shoulders to ears. As you exhale, roll down and back. As you inhale, lift shoulders to ears. As you exhale, lower down and back to stay. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, tilt your head to the left. Maybe taking your tongue to the roof of your mouth. As you inhale, bring your gaze back to center. As you exhale, tilt your head to the right. As you inhale, bring it back to center. As you exhale, tilt your head over towards the right. As you inhale, bring it back to center. As you exhale, tilt your head over opposite side. As you inhale, bring it back to center. It changes. Now, turn to look over your left shoulder, or just looking to that left side. As you inhale, bring it back to center. As you exhale, turn to look over towards the right. As you inhale, bring it back to center. Now, as you come back to center, maybe you take a few little head circlers here, letting the chin kind of draw or guide that circle for us. Nice and slow. And then we'll change directions. Allow the chin to travel in the opposite direction. And then returning back to your center. Now, as you return back to your center, taking a moment, just kind of checking in with your body. How is it feeling so far? Observing if there's any pain, any pressure, areas that still feel, maybe a little tense here. Okay. Now we're going to start to introduce a little more movement to our practice. Let's shift over to the right side of your chair. Now, as we shift to the right side of your chair, shifting to that corner edge, and we're going to take the right leg to step out towards the right side. Okay, now as it shifts out towards the right side, we're going to take the right hand to come parallel towards that right leg, and the left hand is going to go towards the back. So we're making the letter T. Palms are facing down. Our gaze is towards our right thumb. So this is our warrior two variation. Keeping that nice tall posture. As you inhale, turn the right palm to lift towards the sky. Lower that left hand down towards the base of the chair, or it can hang freely off the side of the chair, or it can wrap around to your back right hip. Our reverse warrior. As you exhale, lower that right arm down, return to warrior two, lifting the left arm as well. As you inhale, reverse warrior, turn the right palm up to sky, lower that left hand down to base of chair or to wrap to that back right hip. As you exhale, warrior two. As you exhale, lower the hands down. Now you can take a moment here, maybe you shimmy, roll it out, roll the shoulders. And then from here, let's walk your right leg back into the center. Okay, now as we come to the center, let's take both legs nice and long, soft bend to the knees. Our heels can press towards the ground, toes can aim to sky. Take a nice big inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, let's hinge forward. And maybe let the arms go parallel towards the floor. Or maybe they reach towards your toes if you need to be mindful of blood pressure here. Just keeping head above our heart. But feeling a little gentle stretch along our low back, our hamstrings, maybe a little bit along the calves. As you inhale, slowly release. Allow yourself to raise up nice and slow, one bit at a time. Walk the feet back in place. And then we're going to shimmy to the left side of your chair. So as we come to the left corner of the chair, left leg steps out to the left side, and the right leg is still facing forward. Now we're going to line up for warrior two. Left hand to the front, right hand to the back. So left arm is parallel to our left leg. That right arm's behind us. Making that T, palms facing down, gaze to your left thumb. As you inhale, reverse warrior, turn the left palm to face up towards the sky. Right hand can lower towards the chair, or maybe it goes to wrap to your back left hip. As you exhale, warrior two, lower the left arm, lift the right arm. Arms parallel to floor, gaze towards that left thumb. As you inhale, reverse warrior, left hand to sky. Right hand can hang to base a chair or hang freely, or it can wrap to your back left hip. As you exhale, warrior two. As you exhale, lower the arms down. We can take a few little shimmies. We can roll it out. And then let's walk that left leg in to meet the right. We're going to take our legs long again, soft bend to the knees, toes to the sky. Take a nice big inhale, lift the arms up towards the sky. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, allow the arms to travel either parallel to the floor, or maybe they lower down, maybe they rest towards your shins, your knees, your thighs, your toes, but keeping our head above heart if we need to be mindful of blood pressure here. As you inhale, slowly release, allow ourselves to raise up, nice and slow, walking the feet back in. Now we're gonna come to standing, okay? So you have the choice to stand. If you don't feel comfortable standing, you're gonna come back to the right side of your chair. So that means you're gonna shimmy to the right corner of your chair, let your right leg step out to the right side of your chair, and your left leg is gonna face forward, and you're gonna return back to that warrior two, okay? Now, if you're standing, then we can stand up, and our chair can be in front of us, so we can be behind the chair, so that way we can hold it for support. Now, if you're standing, you're gonna allow your stance maybe to be a little wider than hip width, if that feels okay. And then you're going to allow yourself, left hand can always hold the chair, so know that it is there for support. We're gonna take the right toes and face them towards the right, and we create that bend over that knee. So we have our right knee stacking over that right ankle, okay? And then we can open the arms up to make that T. Palms are facing down, and then gaze is towards that right thumb. Our left hand can be lifted, or it can hold the chair if balance is an issue. Now you get to determine your distance here, okay, with that warrior two. So if I remove the chair, you're gonna stand in your warrior two. If I remove the chair, you can determine what feels the best for you when you're here. How far does it feel to have your legs in that stance that has balance being challenged, okay? So find that stance. Now, once you have that warrior two, we're gonna go ahead and take it into that reverse warrior. So as you inhale, lift the right hand up towards the sky, and that left hand can hold the chair, or it can hang down the back left leg, or it can wrap around to your back right hip. As you exhale, warrior two. As you inhale, reverse warrior, right hand to sky, left hand long to the chair or to wrap. As you exhale, warrior two. Now, if standing, as you inhale, shift your weight to your back left hip, pivot your toes to face towards me, lower the arms down. Okay, so if standing, your pose is going to be a little different here. You're going to use your chair, which it can be in front of you. Okay, and then you're going to hinge from the hips, and you can either A, if the chair slides, you can always let it kind of slide a little further away from you, or you can start close to the chair and walk your feet back away from the chair to go into this pose. So if you're standing, I'll show from a side view. You're gonna walk back and away from that chair. You can hinge from the hips. You can have a wider stance if you would like, or you can have your feet about hip width apart, soft bend to the knees, but a gentle stretch along the back side of the body. Keep the head in alignment with the arms. If seated, your feet are going to come back to the center of your chair, and your legs are going to be nice and long, soft bend to the knees, toes to sky, hinge from the hips to lower down, whether arms are parallel to floor or hands are reaching to toes. Now, as you inhale, you'll get to slowly raise up, one bit at a time. If you're behind the chair, slowly walking in to stand behind your chair. Okay. Now, if seated, you're going to slide over to the left side of your chair to go to your hip opening. Okay, like we did our warrior two. If standing, you're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to do it on the left side. Our right hand can hold the chair if we need to, but find that distance that maybe it's a little wider than hip width, maybe it's hip width. You choose your foot placement, then turn your left toes to face away. Left knee is over that left ankle. Our right hand can hold the chair if it feels okay, or we can let the right hand come parallel to floor. So we're opening up into those warrior two arms. Gaze is towards the left thumb. Arms are making that T. As you inhale, reverse warrior. Left hand to sky. Right hand can hold chair. Hang freely down the back right leg or wrap around to your back left hip. As you exhale, warrior two. Lower the left arm, lift the right arm. As you inhale, reverse warrior, left hand to sky. Exhale, sorry, don't exhale yet. We'll breathe, obviously. But your right hand is either wrapped around to your back left hip or it's hanging down your right leg or holding your chair. Now, as you exhale, lower the left hand down, lift the right arm, warrior two arms. As you inhale, shift your weight if standing to your back right hip. Pivot the toes to face towards me. Lower the arms down. We can use that chair. So you have that option. You can either heel toe your feet in, or you can keep your feet wide, okay, and you hinge from the hips. So if you heel toed your feet in, maybe you take a few steps back away from that chair, hinging from the hips, okay. If you are seated, walking your feet back into the center of your chair, having your heels pressing down towards the ground, soft bend to the knees as your toes are to the sky. And then on your next exhale, you hinge from the hips as if you're trying to gather your hands to reach to your toes. So choosing the best one for you. As you inhale, slowly release. Slowly start to raise up. If you are behind the chair, walking the feet into the back of the chair as you slowly raise up to standing. And then if you're seated, taking yourself back to that upright position. Now, we're going to end with a little balance, okay? And we can do this seated, we can do it standing. We're just going to do a single leg balance, okay? Now, we'll start with our left side. So if you're seated, you can stay seated, and all you're going to do is lift your left leg away from the floor. Okay, that is it. Now, if you're standing, same thing. Right hand, maybe it touches the ground or touches your chair. We don't want to touch the ground. Maybe we're taking the fingers. Maybe you're taking one finger. Maybe we're taking hands to the hips. Maybe hands are to the heart. You get to choose. But find a focal point here, something that you can focus on. Breathing deeply. Now on that next exhale, lower it down. You can shake, wiggle it out. We're going to shift over, other side. So now we're going to do our right leg. So if you're seated, you're going to lift your right foot away from the floor. If standing, lift your right leg away from the floor. Find that hand placement that serves you, whether it's holding the chair, hands to heart, hands to your hips. As you exhale, lower it down. Great job. So if you're standing, go ahead and let's return back to our seat. Okay, and let's come still to the edge of the chair here. And as we come to the edge of the chair, let's take that right leg, or let's do your left leg. I'm all tongue-tied today. We'll take the left leg to cross over your right foot or your right shoes, or you can bring your right ankle up a little bit higher to where left ankle is going to rest above your right thigh. Hand placement. Left hand can gently press to the inner of the left thigh. or you can have the left palm and forearm aim to sky, or you can let the hands rest over your shin. Okay, but choosing what feels the best. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, hinge from the hips, allowing yourself to slightly hinge forward. Observing where you notice the sensations at here. As you inhale, slowly release, coming back to your center. Lower that left leg back down towards the ground. If you need to wiggle or do any circular motions, adding any extra movement, feel free. Then we're going to take your right foot to cross over the left foot or left shoe. Or you can take it up high, right ankle to that left thigh, finding that hand placement that serves you best. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, slightly hinge forward. As you inhale, slowly release and allow yourself to raise up nice and tall. Right leg returns to meet the ground, maybe taking a few little circlers in each direction. Maybe wiggling it out. And then let's settle all the way to the back of your chair. Our legs can be as wide as our chair legs, hand placement wherever it feels good. Feeling our back pressing into the back of the chair, and we just let everything we did take root here, just letting it all settle in. We come back to the breath. Breathing deeply. Letting each breath get a little deeper. And a little longer. And we observe our state of being here. Maybe it's a state of calm, or feeling grounded and centered. But knowing that peace is always within us. Now we can take time to experience that peace within at any point in our day. So maybe setting an intention here for yourself of how you'll continue to incorporate those moments of stillness, peace, and calm in your everyday life. We come back to the breath, where we see our equal part breathing, where we'll be inhaling for a count of 4. We'll have a slight pause where we hold, and then we'll exhale for a count of 4. At any point, if it's uncomfortable, just breathe as you normally would. We start by emptying out the lungs, taking a nice big inhale for 2, 3, 4, hold, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, exhale, 2, 3, and 4. Returning to your normal breathing here. And you have this opportunity to sit as you are here and just continue to spend a few moments here in stillness. But if you're ready to come to the close of your practice, then I'll help guide you through that. We'll take a nice big inhale and lift the arms to the sky. And as you exhale, let the hands meet and travel to your heart. I want to thank you for practicing with me today. And I hope you continue to stay safe, healthy, blessed, and living your life with ease. Namaste. Now, as you're here, feel free, if you just need to sit for a moment or two in quiet and stillness and just focus on the breath, please feel free to do so. But I'll see you again, my friend.